Police killed at least 6 men across the island who engaged them in shootout yesterday and seized at least 7 illegal weapons. 5 persons shot in St. James. New York Knicks on fire now leads 2-0 in playoff series. This is Undiluted News. Mikey Bones reporting. 4 men who engaged the police in a shootout were killed in downtown Kingston yesterday morning. 5 firearms, including 2 M16 rifles, were seized. A police officer was also shot and wounded. Superintendent Beresford Williams, commanding officer for the Kingston Central Police Division, said that sometime after 1 a.m. the police were in the vicinity of Orange Street when they heard gunshots. The policemen responded and saw 2 sets of gunmen shooting at each other. The men, upon seeing the police, stopped shooting at each other and turned their guns on the police, and this resulted in a run-and gun battle with police versus gunmen. The men, however, managed to jump into a car and try to escape with the police giving chase. The pursuit continued until the gunman's car crashed on King Street in the vicinity of Charles Street, at which point about 6 men emerged from the wrecked vehicle, opening gunfire at the police. The police, who are well trained, returned fire and cut down 3 of the armed gunmen. The police then searched the vehicle and found 2 M16 rifles for a grand total of 5 guns. Nearby, additional police team joined their colleagues on the scene, and from there followed a trail of blood which led to the discovery of the body of a 4th man. And it was during this second search and exchange of gunfire that a 5th suspect shot at a team from the Kingston Western Police Division who had joined the team from Central, resulting in one of the lawmen being wounded, but his condition is not considered serious. So it seems that at least 2 or more gunmen managed to escape, but 4 won't be doing any more shooting. They have now been identified as members of the Taliban gang. They're 17-year-old Daniel Rose of Mark Lane, Romain Lewis, otherwise called Bones, of Sagani Drive in Kingston 2, 19-year-old Stephen Rochester, a carpenter of Love Lane, and 44-year-old Garnell Jackson of Garden Terrace in New Haven in Kingston. And as the police intensify their operational activities in Grange Hill in Westmoreland following a surge in gang violence, a 28-year-old man was fatally shot yesterday morning during a reported confrontation with a police team. An illegal gun was seized in that operation as well. The deceased has been identified as Pete Bowen, otherwise called Tedlai, a resident of Sterling District in Grange Hill. About 5:15 in the morning, a police party went to Sterling District to serve a warrant on Bowen, who was wanted for questioning. The cops surrounded his 1-bedroom house and ordered him to surrender, and it's alleged that he opened gunfire on the lawman, who returned fire. He was fatally shot and a .38 pistol recovered from him. The Independent Commission of Investigations, INDECOM, is now probing that shooting. And with the 4 in Kingston, he's the 6th person shot dead by the police yesterday. The other one was in St. Catherine, and this might be the new way to cut down on crime in the island. An 18-year-old AC technician was arrested and charged with illegal possession of firearm and ammunition after lawmen found a gun in his bedroom in Whittown, Westmoreland on Monday. Charged is John Clark, otherwise called Darkness. Reports from the police are that a team of officers acting on information went to the home of the suspect armed with a search warrant in search of an illegal firearm and ammunition. A search of Clark's bedroom led to the seizure of 1 Smith & Wesson 9mm pistol with 1 magazine containing 5 9mm live rounds, and 1 spent shell casing was found under a pillow on top of his bed. He was arrested and taken to the Sablamar police station along with the illegal firearm, where the weapon was processed on Tuesday. The accused was subsequently charged for the offense after a question and answer session was conducted. A man who is charged with defrauding almost 30 people of a minimum of $150,000 each in an overseas work and travel scam paid only $100,000 in restitution when he turned up at the Halfway Tree Parish Court on Tuesday. Jamal Black, 20, is indicted on multiple charges of obtaining money by means of false pretense, fraudulent conversion, and operating an overseas employment agency without a license. Senior Parish Judge Sanchia Burrell expressed her dissatisfaction in the attempt made by the accused to provide restitution to the victims of his overseas employment scam. Because if he robbed 30 people of $150,000 each, which amounts to at least $4.5 million, and he's only returning $100,000, that is an insult. He don't intend to give it back. He will remain in prison and will return to court on May 21st. 5 persons were shot, 1 fatally, after gunmen opened fire on patrons at a shop in Bobman Hill district in Lilliput in St. James Tuesday night. The deceased has been identified as 25-year-old Tevin Scott, otherwise called Prince, a construction worker from Bunkers Hill in Trelawney and Lilliput in St. James. The injured persons, all male from the community, have been treated at hospital, the police said. Reports are that about 9:20 p.m., the men were among patrons at a shop when a silver Honda Fit motorcar drove up. Men aboard the vehicle reported it then opened gunfire at the patrons and subsequently sped off. When the shooting subsided, residents found Scott lying face down, suffering from multiple gunshot wounds, and it was later discovered that four other persons had been shot. The injured parties were taken to hospital, where doctors pronounced Scott dead and the others treated for their injuries. Initial investigations into the attack have revealed that Scott may have been the target of the gunmen. Detectives have allegedly unearthed that Scott was involved in a dispute with men from Bunkers Hill, from where his family had to flee after their house was burned down earlier this year. Scott, the detective said, was wanted by the Trelawney police for a case of wounding with intent, which was committed on the same day that his family's house was torched. Onto sports. While happy that the Ray and Neville Jamaica Premier League semi-final ties in the balance, there is concern from the Waterhouse FC camp after striker Javon Bryan was taken off on a stretcher during a 1-1 first leg result versus defending champions Mount Pleasant Academy. The 28-year-old provided a threat yet again and netted for the Jerusalem-based club in the 46th minute to give them the lead. However, Bryan had to be taken off after suffering a shoulder injury. Head coach Marcel Gale said that they are now waiting to see the full extent of the injury. Gale had high praise for his striker, who became the league's leading goal scorer with his 17th of the season, overtaking Tivoli Gardens FC Justin Dunn. The former Mid-Forest FC striker had been in fine form, scoring in 6 straight games, including in all 3 post-regular season matches so far. On to NBA. Well, it has been 50 years since the New York Knicks won the championship, and it seems to me as if they are set to be this year's champion for real. Last night, Knicks moved up 2-0 in their series, beating Indiana Pacers 130 to 121. Knicks star Jalen Brunson again was a high scorer with 29. Dante DiVincenzo and O.C. Anunoby both got 28 points. Tyrese Halliburton got 34 for the Pacers, but the energy from the Knicks was too much to bear, and guess where they were playing? Madison Square Gardens. So you know it's not easy to beat the Knicks there. Game 3 will, however, be in Indiana, and maybe Indiana can pull one back. And don't forget that the best news and sports takes place on this station. If you missed the news, please go to YouTube, type in Jamaican Undiluted News. Listen, like, share, and subscribe to keep us going. That's news and sports. My name is Mikey Bones. I gone.